Wait. Shit.
We're live.
30-second episode. Oh,
it's 30 seconds.
All right.
It's 30 seconds.
Okay, that works. Hello, and welcome to the 32nd episode of the Destiny Community Podcast, brought to you by Blue Microphones. This week, we have returning guest. Well, is this your first time on this podcast?
On DCP.
I was here on the Destiny or the Planet Destiny, whatever it was called back then.
You were. We had you on like twice. Then I lose track of who we have on. It's KJHovey, everyone. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on, KJ.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. So, Hovey, for those who may not know who you are, briefly introduce yourself, and also please talk about how much of a god at sniping you are.
My name's Kevin. I'm a streamer / YouTuber, although I mostly stream now. I'm a mediocre sniper who likes No Land Beyond. That's pretty much it.
Says he's a mediocre sniper, yet he has multiple videos, and not just like clips. I'm talking like 10 to 15 minute long videos of him wiping entire trials teams with a single magazine of sniper ammo, and then still having lots left over because it's all headshots.
The current meta is literally named after you. It's called the full Hovey.
That's right. An old V sidearm. Oh my god!
It's the No Land Beyond sidearm meta, and it's named after you.
but they nerfed it. I don't know why.
Did they though? Did they? So obviously you like sniping. How did you get started doing content creating, Twitch streaming, all that?
How did I get started? Sniping or content creating?
Both, because they do. Both.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well, I mean, back in Halo 3, I used to record clips using a thing called an Easy Gap, and it was like it recorded in 360p. It was glorious.
Nice.
And I used to upload them to YouTube. You can't find them anymore because they were so embarrassing that I deleted them. And I mean, that's where it kind of began. I just enjoyed uploading YouTube videos. And then once Destiny Alpha came out, I was like, this is kind of a cool opportunity. Not many people are uploading yet. Might as well try. Got to spiral from there.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of your stuff with like early Rezo members, like in vanilla, and it's like, oh, this guy's good at sniping. Did he play Halo? Hovey, did you play Halo? How much Halo did you play?
Oh man, well, one of my friends, his online name is Tocom, and I'm sure some of you know him because he works for Bungie now. Back when we were like 13 and 14, I met him through a game called Metro Prime Hunters, and then he showed me Halo 2, and then it just kind of went from there. I started playing Halo a lot with him.
So, also one more thing. What's your record right now between Mr. Fruit and I think whatever your team was called back then? That's when you first started getting known.
Yeah, back then. I mean, we only played like, I want to say 5 times.
Yeah.
I think we won every time. I believe.
You can't remember.
I wish we had that record against the Dream Team.
What are you talking about? We're undefeated.
Undefeated against the Dream Team.
I'm undefeated, at least. I didn't participate.
I'm undefeated.
Yeah,
I wasn't a part of that.
Mm-hmm. Hovey, what are you looking forward to in Destiny 2?
Oh man, like full custom matches, not just private matches. I want like full on custom.
Halo style.
Yes, Halo style and theater. That'd be cool if we had theater as well.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
I think people thought that when they announced private matches, what we were actually getting was custom matches.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a sad realization for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not customs, yeah.
I remember like when we were like sitting there talking to Bungie. It's like, so these are private matches. What are we going to call them? It's like private matches. They're private matches because they're not really custom.
They're
games.
not custom. Yeah.
Yeah. Although they have slowly introduced a couple more things. Like you can turn. I think you can mess with the ammo economies now. Like having ammo spawn more frequently or less frequently or not at all, something like that. It's been a while since I've looked at the
it's like custom light
settings.
A hint of customization, but mostly private matches.
It's got a dimmer switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Switch on it.
Mm-hmm.
Halo was enormously custable though. You could change change the health of your Spartans. You could change, like what's going to spawn. You could change so much about that game type. It was really fun to do. You could make like new game modes like Griffball and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Halo 3 for consoles kind of like revolutionized that.
Yeah.
It changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Forge and all that. Yeah.
Well, what's some of the stuff from like Halo that you would like to see, at least as far as the custom game modes go? Because you said you kind of changed the game on it. Well, what would be something that you would want to, see that was really revolutionary then in Destiny?
I don't know if it's revolutionary, but like being able to change damage multipliers and speed would be really cool. Because something that made Halo more competitive was you could increase your speed by like 1.25, and you can increase damage by like 1.25, and it was a big deal for competitive.
Okay. So you could basically make like a hardcore type mod game mode or something.
Yeah, and you could like change recharge rates and all that stuff.
Okay. We could build it. We could make scout rifles only PvP.
Or if
it would be amazing.
If like in custom matches we could like make our own Iasunas, that'd be cool too.
Ooh. Like
that would be
drops.
Nice. Yeah. You could add the perks that you wanted for a custom match.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
If you could set up loadouts, like it would be so nice. I mean, it would help quite a bit for balancing that stuff.
It'd have to be disconnected. It'd be almost like a separate part of the game from like normal Destiny. But if you could go in there and customize exactly what perks you wanted on exactly what piece of armor, then getting into a game would take your fire team 30 minutes. But once you were in there, it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, you'd save it. You'd save it and upload it to Bungie.net as that
there
game
mode.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your perfect
like how they had in the past.
Her benevolence and
Yeah.
What if that was available like in the tower is getting destroyed. So what if instead of at the tower at a weapons outpost or something, what if we could outpost. Yeah, like what if you could like get a weapon and then build it how you wanted it to and then try it out there so you kind of know what you want to go for.
That's what I'm asking for, Patrick. That's what I'm hoping for out of Destiny 2 is that instead of perk slots, we've got mod slots.
Yes.
And then you add mods to your gun and you just, you're not basing that on RNG of getting a perfect weapon drop. You're basing it on the RNG of just finding the weapon mods that you want to find and then you put them on the gun that you have.
I like that a lot. Because that way you're still grinding for those mods, right? You still have to get into the world and find the mods that you want. But it's not like it has to be this weapon and this specific thing and this specific thing. And so it's a lot easier to kind of feel like you're working towards your perfect weapon instead of just aimlessly waiting for one to fall on your lap.
2 years for the perfect Iasuna to drop.
I don't have one still.
Me neither.
No. and I like the idea of Horizon Zero Dawn where there is a talent that you can strip those mods off and put them on another weapon for free, or like
there's not going to be a talent for that, Pope. It's going to be another resource that you have to spend if they were
like
to
the
do that.
gunsmith could do that for you.
Right, I understand. I understand that. I'm just saying that I like the concept of Horizon Zero Dawn where you have to commit to doing something, like one way of playing the game, and I don't know. I would like to see that. I don't necessarily want it to be a vendor. I want hunters, and I want the different classes to be different.
Oh yeah, like so hunters could scavenge stuff off their armor better. Yeah, because we actually need to, because we're out in the field and we're not.
Have you guys been following the GameStop kind of crests thing that's been going on today?
Bit.
Yeah, let's go into that, because speaking of classes being more unique,
more different,
and also there's not a lot of news.
We're getting animals, guys.
Well, and I like how everyone immediately was like, "Guys, we're getting pets."
Well, explain the backstory, Brian.
Yeah, let me explain what's going on. GameStop up on their website for sale. There's 3 hats and 3 keychains that have iconography that is consistent with hunters, warlocks, and titans, meaning they have the old class emblems there. Yep. For instance, the hunter with the 3 kind of chevrons that are stacked up and kind of point up. So they all 3 of them have that iconography. But in addition to that, each one also has an animal kind of avatar, right? The The hunter has a snake. The warlock has some kind of bird thing. It's a little hard to identify. It's
Raven.
Raven has been pushed around. Phoenix has been put. Phoenix
it looks like a phoenix
around
to me. Yeah.
And the Titan has a lion. So obviously it's all speculation at this point, right? It does look like it is official Destiny art because the lion that is representative of the Titan is the exact same lion that appears on the Titan's chest in the official Destiny stuff that Bungie has pushed out. So if you see that,
also the snake is on, I believe the hunter cape from the
from the speaker,
Venom of something like that.
I mean, it looks official. It looks like it is like real Destiny 2 stuff. So that begs the question: what the fuck does it mean?
Animals.
Maybe that's just like that's the personality of the classes.
Yeah,
which
I was
makes
thinking
sense,
symbolic.
right?
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense because the hunter, a snake in the grass, stealthy, sniping you from, you've never even seen him. And
you say snake in the snake in the grass like it's a bad thing.
I said
I'm not at all saying it's a bad thing.
Awesome.
The Titan rushing forward into the fray like a lion, a noble beast, and the warlock
rising from the dead.
What the fuck does a raven do? I don't even know.
It's a pigeon. Phoenix. It's a pigeon.
If it's a phoenix, it makes sense.
Running
self-res.
It's running selfish
Phoenix
res.
Makes sense.
It's running selfish res always.
But I mean, to me, it looks like it's going to be representative of subclasses. It could be, it could be representative of the classes themselves. But it seems to me that they've already got iconography for the classes themselves. So this would just be duplicate of that. So to me, it shows that these are possibly representative of the new subclasses that we're going to get with Destiny.
What if they were running with the animal theme pretty hardcore and there was a new, there's the pet option, but there's also a transformative super. So right now we got these supers where, you got roamings. Yeah, exactly. Right.
But what if wow, what is a hunter gonna do as he turns into a
super
snake?
fast Slytherin style?
I was thinking about this too. Is what if like the lion is almost like a Hanzo from Overwatch type super, where he literally just like fucking bursts a fucking lion out like a super like that, and the snake could be like a trap.
So what you guys are saying?
The hunter is all about traps and snares, right? And poison and striking from unseen locations.
I could see it being like a poison subclass, but then Night Stalker is kind of that a little bit.
So here's the theory. No, I got this, Brian.
They've built in Destiny, right? They want to embrace that, so it would make sense that the themes stay the same, but they definitely want to change up the subclasses.
Yeah.
So what happens? What happens is we lose our power from the Traveler.
And we get bit by the animals.
No. We lose the power from the Traveler. So we become one with nature, right? And we pick up the spirits of the Native American culture.
I did not agree to turn into a fucking hippie guardian. Did not agree to that.
Destiny 2, Pat.
So much hate.
Embrace it.
So much hate.
Wow.
You got a lot of work to do out there in Seattle, man. A lot
of work.
I'm a hunter.
You got a lot of gems to polish, man.
Our power is going to be of the Mother Earth, and you're going to be a shaman if you're a wizard, right?
Or a bite.
This just in: Destiny 2 is a Captain Planet ripoff. More news at 10.
All right, so if we make the assumption, and it's definitely an assumption that these are representative of subclasses, then why is there only one for each class?
Because it's a lot. Because they didn't want to have a bunch of extra, goat Titan hats, because no one wants that. They just wanted to pick one from each class that sounds badass, so they wouldn't have to have extra inventory.
We're only going to get one class.
What if I'm with Pope? What if we only got one class, one subclass, each class in Destiny 2? Right, and then with the Osiris DLC, you get another subclass.
Yes. No,
and then with the Warmind DLC, you get another one.
That's it right there. Brian figured it out.
You don't like that, Watts?
No, I could see that you start with maybe they bring a new subclass and you start with that, because obviously everyone wants to play the new subclass, and then you get the other ones later. But I don't think it would be good to just have one until DLC.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
I wouldn't like that at all.
Pay us to actually have another subclass.
The DLC is actually closely following the initial release, right? It's coming in winter 2017.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that long until you got access to a second subclass. And then the second DLC is coming in spring 2017. So if the initial subclasses are deep and allow for plenty of customization, then there'd be a lot to play around with because you're still getting 3 subclasses. You're getting one for each class. You're going to want to play with all 3 and learn all 3. And then it adds value to the DLC that you not only are you getting the DLC, but you're also getting 3 subclasses.
I think they're representative of the personality of the classes.
Do you think it's based on the class, not the subclass?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just because the reason I say that is because if it is a phoenix, then surely that does just represent self-res on a warlock, which we already have. So that wouldn't really be a new subclass.
Yeah.
Unless it's a different bird, then maybe it's like a different thing.
Well, they're also going to retool these.
Looks like a bird. It's got like a horn on the.
Who knows what's happening?
Do you guys think retool the old subclasses and bring them back?
I think more than likely it's a character representation. What these animals are of the overall class itself. But I do think it'd be really cool if they took like not just the subclasses that we have now, but really went out there with a new subclass that did some interesting type of stuff that maybe did involve some animals. Yeah. Like maybe we're getting power from the earth, like a very Captain Planet type of stuff. But the first step is to get the power from the earth and obtain your spirit animal, and then you got snake in the bushes.
You're animus.
I love that type of stuff. I think it would be super fun. I don't think it's going to happen in Destiny 2 because like you guys said, I think it's the character of the class. But if they did say, hey, you can now suddenly become a lion in the middle of battle, I'd be like, yes, I'll do that.
I get to shrink to a tiny size of a snake.
Yeah.
Or what if these are pets? I mean, we've seen going back to, before the game even came out, we saw art with, Titans with pets, Guardians with pets. What if these were representative of the pets that each character class could get?
I'd be fine with a snake on my shoulder.
What if
what's your favorite drinking snake?
What if all the Vanguard factions die, and then now Guardians, because we lack leadership, we have to go to the next thing, the first thing that we see, and then like the new Vanguard are animals.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah.
I'm just going to go with their representative of the classes.
Of
that's like the symbol for the classes.
Or what if they're mounts like World of Warcraft? You ride around on a snake instead of a sparrow.
I'm going to ride
It seems very inefficient for us hunters. It's like I'm sitting here trying to make my snake gallop.
I'm not going to lie, the snake doesn't seem like the best mount option.
No, you guys, I understand the tower falls, but I mean, it doesn't mean everything is gone.
It's all gone, Pope.
All gone.
Didn't you
Even
see the city?
Ramen shop is gone.
Yeah, man.
Well, what do you think's going to stick around, Pope?
What's that?
What do you think's going to stick around?
I think we're going to have guns to shoot.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think we're going to have powers.
Uh-huh.
But they're going to come.
The powers are going to be different.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to come from us like morphing into animals and shit.
No, but the animals could be representative of the subclasses. So right now they're real generic. The representations of the subclasses are super generic. They're void or solar or electricity, arc. Like they're super generic. Like what if instead of having these generic icons, they were represented by, like an animal?
Hovey, what do you think of this crap that they're peddling?
I just saw it like recently. I didn't know anything about it until like a few minutes ago. So I hope it's just symbolic.
You don't like animals?
You should go to my
like animals, but
like and subscribe.
Like Harry Potter almost, like lions or Gryffindor. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So these are our Patronuses?
No, I think it's like you said, it's the factions, right?
Wizardary.
Oh, it's like last week we were talking about this, where how we felt like the subclasses could use, or the subclasses, the elements themselves could use more. what's the word? They need to feel more fleshed out. We can't really relate to them. We don't really know what solar, void, arc are. You know, if we lose those elemental types and stuff and whatnot, you know, this could be more representative. I don't know. Maybe. Briar, I'm gonna slap you across the face if like they reveal it, the gameplay, and it's like, okay, now pop your super, and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to see the golden gun, and I just
turn into a snake.
No, I just anamorph into a
snake
snake or
snake.
something.
Yeah, but you're super fast, Slytherin.
I'm not
you know?
saying. Like, I'm not even speculating that they're going to be physical representations of the animal, but just it would embody like some kind of quality.
Is such. I can't even get behind this.
Well, we'll find out in a week, right? It's like in a week.
Yes.
So
That's
much
the
is going to be
most
revealed.
part.
So much of the speculation that we've been doing, so much of the questions. You know, half of the Twitter questions every week are, "What do you think about this in Destiny 2?" And most of them I just omit because what the fuck do we know?
Hey, Hovey, are you going to head over to LA, or are you going to be streaming, watching this with your audience on Twitch?
I'll be watching on Twitch. I got invited, but
Right.
that close like of an invitation, it's kind of a lot of money for me. So with Guardian Con around the corner, I'd rather just wait for that, and then with this, watch with everyone else on Twitch.
So you're saying that I get to finally meet you in person at Guardian Con?
Were you not at Guardian Con last year?
He was
No, I
Why
wasn't.
not?
Well, I mean, for the same reason you just mentioned. I mean, it was a large ask for me. I'm in California, and flights to Florida are around $1,000. If that
It's expensive.
when you factor in hotel and all that stuff. So
That's why
for
you
me-
got to go with United.
Not a
Yeah.
sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Sponsor.
I plan on linking it there with all my teeth in my head. So I just don't want to like. I wanted to go last year. It's really hard for me to take time off of work. I'm a school administrator, so it's really hard for me to take time off of work.
Well,
And,
the other thing was my mom's birthday is on May 18th as well, so that doesn't help.
Oh
And then-
no,
then
mom's
my wife-
first.
My wife starts her job the 15th, and
You've
it's like
been
her
blessed
first
with Mother's
big job.
Day and your mother's birthday and like the
Yeah.
Oh, you are a lucky man.
same rip, man. Rip.
Hey, for our podcast listeners, when is Mother's Day?
It's Sunday. Get
It's
your
Sunday.
shit together.
This Sunday. So if you're listening to this on Friday,
Go see your mom.
go steal some flowers because all the flower shops are
Go
going to be
to a
gone.
field.
So just go.
1-800
Yeah.
Flowers. Get on that shit right now.
And just-
Not a sponsor.
Just for the
Actually,
record, in Mexico, May 10th is Mother's Day. It's actually a national holiday.
Missed it.
You get the entire day
Missed it.
off to go to your mother's house and have dinner with her and celebrate moms. Mexico knows how to do Mother's Day right, as well as they know how to do cuisine right.
Like Taco Bell.
The
Also, not a
We're
sponsor.
dropping this.
Drop some bells. everywhere.
Drop the bell.
Briar
Ring the
did
bell.
just mouth call me and put his hand up to his head in a phone fashion for the audio listeners.
Mhm. Anyway, yeah.
Pro tip: don't use 1-800-Flowers or any of those websites. Actually, just go to Google, find a florist, and that's who most of the 1-800-Flowers people actually go through. You'll save money, and you'll actually be able to talk to a real person, and they'll be better quality.
You
tip.
counted me out with real person.
yeah,
I'm out.
that means I have to talk to people.
I get together and talk to you five fucks every single week anyway. So
Think about it for the rest of the week.
I know.
Hovey, can you believe I have to do this every week? I mean, it was such a pleasure doing, the RezoCast because I didn't, anyway,
Hate everyone. Hate your co-host.
I didn't hate my co-host. All right.
I don't
Well,
know. Interesting news at the very least. I mean, it's hard to speculate about what exactly it means, but it's fun too. So
I think it's very
Yeah.
interesting, and it's just like you guys said. It's going to some symbolism there, and they're rooting it because things have broken apart. The tower's gone, and now I think Patrick's talk about them being the new factions is probably the most plausible and would make the most sense.
I didn't say that, but I'll take that idea, sure.
You didn't say that?
You said something like that.
Said
you
that.
were like,
I said that.
No,
sure.
you did not say that.
Yeah. No, yes,
No,
I
you didn't.
did, Pope.
I thought that's what he meant.
I could have
when he
swore
was
Pat
saying
said that
that.
they maybe they were the new factions, honestly. Like the Snake faction, the Tiger faction, and the Crow faction.
No, Hovey is the one that said they're kind of like Slytherin, and he's the one who made the connection.
No, Hovey had said that afterwards. But
I'm going to say that was the full Hovey.
That was the full Hovey.
It was the full Hovey.
Well, like I said, I didn't know anything about this stuff until recently, like a couple minutes ago, really.
Got reaction, man. You nailed it right on the head.
Yeah,
it's exciting to see.
I didn't mean to hit that guy with a headshot.
I think that means that Hunter Capes, we're going to have a ton of snakes all on our stuff.
Still, one of my favorite Hunter capes is the one with the snake that you get from the
I love that. Yeah,
I
love that cape. I love snakes. I was born in the year of the snake. So, yeah. It's meant to be.
That's my spirit animal, by the way.
Snake. All snakes?
Yeah. Oh, water snakes.
Excellent.
I don't know how to react to that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean,
some strange information to come upon.
It's just a little bit about, getting to know Pope. I'm
I like it.
Water snakes.
So what else is happening in the world of Destiny? Oh, it's Iron Banner Mayhem this week.
Whoa! Oh yeah, it is.
It's Iron Banner Mayhem. So remember last week how I said, hey, there's going to be a lot of Golden Gun.
There is a lot.
There's a lot of Golden Gun.
And I am standing behind one of them.
Yeah, this week marks the first time I've ever been yelled at for running Golden Gun in the Crucible. And streaming it. Some people coming in the chat going like, this guy's just another gunslinger, man. It's like, motherfucker.
It's supposed to be my day.
How do you think I felt about the whole NLB sidearm thing?
That's true.
That killed me, man.
Everyone's suddenly using it. Now you can't use it.
Yeah.
Have you guys been playing Mayhem?
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying it. I thought it would get old really quick, but I've been enjoying it.
I've never laughed as hard.
Yeah, basically. Some weird stuff happens. It's hilarious.
I feel like there's a differing, almost dissenting opinion amongst the squats.
So I wanted to get to rank 3 on my Warlock of my Titan because the armor's good and my armor for those classes sucks because I don't really play them that much. So I was like, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. But I hate Mayhem. Like, as soon as I played it at E3, I was like, I hate this. Hate it. Hate it all. I played it maybe twice the entire time that it's actually been out. For me, I just don't enjoy those modes in games that are supposed to be fun. Because in Destiny, I really like the gunplay. Like,
this just
I really
said
like
Watts hates fun.
I do.
Watts hates
Same
fun.
thing in League of Legends. ARAM, hate it. All the like fun game modes they do, hate it. I just want to play like the most competitive version of the game that I'm playing possible, and that's kind of where my fun comes from. And I love the gunplay in Destiny. So the less of that there is, the less fun that I tend to have.
Can I give you a suggestion?
Sure.
If you want to have fun gunplay in the Crucible, spec Golden Gun.
Okay.
Because you get to use a golden gun.
But it's not a primary.
It basically is. It basically is.
Essentially primary.
Interesting gunfights. I want.
It's the last word.
I got to rank 3 on Warlock and Titan, and then I've been playing Zone Control because Zone Control is my favorite game mode. So
nice.
I'm enjoying Zone Control.
Zone Control is fun. I wish I would get highlighted more. I wish it was being Iron Banner more. Like, it is a fun game mode.
I really like Zone Control.
Yeah.
I was surprised, although it's basically the same as Control, it's definitely plays differently. People seem to be more focused on the objective, which is really nice. And yeah, I like Zone Control.
Can we talk a little bit more about Mayhem?
Yeah.
Just to see like what people's experiences are. I mean, what classes did you guys go in as?
Golden Gun.
Everything.
Golden Gun.
Golden Gun.
Golden Gun.
I played on both Xbox and PS4 and only went in as Golden Gun.
Now, my experience was running a full squad with 5 Golden Guns and a Defender Titan.
What were you?
Golden Gun. And I used the Acula
A day one
helmet.
Titan going in as Golden Gun? How dare you?
I'm not gonna be a
You had hammers.
Titan.
You had hammers.
Oh, that take forever to get there.
Doesn't matter. You had hammers. You could have.
Do you remember, Briar, when the Hammer Titan used to be awesome?
Yes, fondly.
Wow. Anyway, So
I told them they should nerf that before it came out. They didn't listen to me, so there you go.
We all told
Thank
them.
God.
You're like, this is really
this
strong.
is amazing. No, the golden gun, just playing as a, like, we would be in a position where we were like, just based on kills, we would be losing the match. And then the supers would come up, and then we would be like, it was great. Magical.
So I played mostly solo today, and I played for about 4 hours, and I expected that I'd enjoy it for the first 15 minutes to an hour because it's ridiculous and there's supers and just everything's going crazy. But what I found is that I didn't give a shit about lag. I didn't give a shit about who won the game. I just had fun throwing grenades and shooting golden guns and being ridiculous. And I got to say, it was just fun. And the bounties go pretty damn quick, too.
They did, yeah.
Almost all of them, except for the weekly clash one. Yeah, I'm the weekly clash one. I'm currently at everything completed except primary kills, which is at 9 out of 50. So
there it is.
Bungie, please make Golden Gun actually count as primary kills so I can finish my weekly bounty.
I was using a multi-tool for most of the day, and I found that useful because from that range, aside from golden guns, not many supers or special abilities can really touch you.
Yeah.
Hovey, did you get a chance to play Mayhem?
I mean, I've played Mayhem, but I have not played any Iron Banner this week at all. Just because after Trials, I play so much on the weekend, I just don't want to play Destiny for like the whole week.
That's understandable.
That's fair. Yeah.
How much Trials do you play during the weekend?
Usually like 5 or so hours on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's anywhere between 6 to 8, which isn't like a lot. But when you've done it for like 2 years, it's like it starts to just.
It's a lot.
So what do you charge about 90 per carry? Is that what it's going at right now?
I moved up to 100 recently.
100, okay. That's
Good move.
Good, small, solid move. You can demand that. You've got the track record.
Yeah,
You want the whole Hobie experience, so it's going to cost you $150.
Well, I've been using an alt account recently because he had Icebreaker and I didn't for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started liking his other weapons too, so that's all I've been using. And people think I'm doing alt accounts like everywhere. It's been the same account for like a month.
That's hilarious. Back to Iron Banner Mayhem. I gotta say, I've been enjoying it too. I'm with you on that camp of enjoying the gunplay in Destiny. In fact, that's one of my big problems with Destiny's PvP in general right now is that I feel like it defaults to ability spam, and I grow sick and tired of ability spam really fast.
Monopoly was hell.
Yeah. So I thought I was gonna feel the same way about Iron Banner Mayhem, but I adopted that same point of view of just being like, whatever, it is what it is. Somebody's gonna smash, and then Golden Gun, and then I was a Nova.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. Like, I'm not taking it seriously. I'm not getting mad. I'm just really bored.
Yeah.
Like, Mayhem is very boring to me. It's like, there's only so long that I can throw a grenade and throw a super, and I died to a super. That I'm like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I want to go
like
play
a 5
zone
kill
control.
streak, you feel like you achieved something in Mayhem.
And then I went on zone control and got a 16 kill spree with answering cord. And that was way more satisfying than throwing grenades.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I was routinely with an Acleophage Hunter. I was routinely getting 10 kill streaks. Because you got these crazy grenades, the incendiary grenades. You get
They're not
kills.
Crazy. They're balanced.
They are balanced.
They're
Okay.
the closest thing
Because you can
to
throw
a
it
frag
every, like, 2
grenade in
seconds.
Halo Reach.
Oh, make them nerf another one of
Pope,
the
I'm about to kill you.
gunslingers.
Yeah.
So you shoot 4 guys with the golden gun. You sit back. You throw grenades that constantly spawn in, and then you got your super again, and you go out again, and bam, you're at an 8 kill streak. And
You know what's been fun is you run around and you see it like a corner that's completely blocked off by like 3 trip mine grenades and like 2 lightning grenades. You're just like, well, I guess I'm not going that way. It's just fucking grenades everywhere.
what's the map that has the the outside disc and the inside has got the 3 doors that close? Black Shield. Yep. So
Oh boy.
I played against a team.
That's gonna be the trials map, by the way. Just saying.
I played
Yeah,
against a
premonition.
team that had three hunters that were the Void hunters, and they were tethering the roofs of the door frames.
Oh, so if
Because you could get them so quickly that they were just tethering them, and so no supers could come into them. So they just sat inside of this room tethering the roof. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Boring, but funny. It was really funny.
I don't know. Mayhem Clash is like my favorite game mode right now because it seems that every time I try to go enjoy the thing I want to enjoy, gunplay, I can't because of abilities. And like I don't have the mindset in normal PvP to just play using primarily abilities with primary, secondary. But if I just go into a game mode that's abilities .game mode, I can have a lot more fun because everyone's using all their abilities. It's kind of weird, but it works out. It works out a lot more in my head, and I can just go in and turn my brain off, not play competitively, have fun, go for no scopes the entire night on what's the map with the man cannons? Crossroads.
Yeah.
Just go to Crossroads and then spend the entire night trying to launch yourself on man cannons and hit people with a sniper rifle. I got one.
Good clip.
I got one.
That's a good.
I got one.
That was great.
I ended my stream when I got it. I was like, okay, I'm not doing anything better than that. Here. We're just done. Yeah.
Did you guys play any Combined Arms last week? Last week, Combined Arms was a featured playlist, and
yeah,
it was really striking to me because the week before the Trials map was the Anomaly. And it was literally what everybody's been complaining about. It was sticky grenades like coming from every angle, right? It's such a close quarters map that if you go near anybody, there's a sticky grenade probably coming at you.
Yeah.
And it was really funny to play Combined Arms, which is of course played on these very giant maps. That grenade spam and the supers played so little of a part in the combat. It was very much about sniper rifles, very much about scout rifles. It was really a refreshing change. I enjoyed it quite a bit, even though normally, like back at the beginning of Destiny, I did prefer those smaller maps, but you could see why some of these things are like they are for those big maps, which were really kind of, if you look at the original maps that were released with Destiny, a lot of them were big. They were large maps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The game in general was very different when it first came out. A lot of the maps were large or medium. There weren't that many that were small. There weren't that many that had like narrow hallways to go down and get grenaded. And I used to do the same thing when I don't know what meta it was, but it was probably some shotgun. It's probably the Fell winner. When I went into Combined Arms and I was like, oh, this is so refreshing. Because I could just use my gun. Everyone's using their gun. If you have the best shot, you're coming out on top. And it was super refreshing. But yeah, I mean, Destiny was really different when it came out. Yeah. It was medium, large maps, some small, but mostly focused around the medium size, I would say.
And
I feel like as a community,
Bastion would come up in Control also, which was
great. So would First Light.
Yeah.
Bastion was fun.
Bastion still is one of my favorite maps of all time in Destiny. Because like the B point on there was just fun to have encounters coming in and out of that. Like I missed that.
There was
map.
a lot of different angles, and
that
you
could
map
was fun.
You could get vehicles into that B point.
Yep.
Yeah, and you could like hang out on B and just try and hold down that area of people just like attacking you from all sides. It was really fun.
Yeah.
When did you all play the alpha and the beta? Mm-hmm. It's funny how much different even that feels from vanilla, just because you didn't have as many things unlocked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I think it was the alpha. I unlocked the second grenade in my gunslinger. I was like, well, it's the second one down in the tree.
It must be better.
In traditional MMO and RPG things, the second thing down the list that you had to work for, that's going to be better. And I threw it at something and it didn't kill it. And I was like, all right, swapping back to incendiary.
Ever since they took away the ability for the other one to stick to somebody's forehead and make them run around like a crazy unicorn. Strip mine. Like it's all been incendiaries.
Yeah, me too. I can't bring myself to use a trip mine anymore.
I love them. I still use them, but I'm with you guys. I used to love unicorning people. It was just my thing. I'm so
hilarious,
deadly accurate with the trip mine grenade that even now I'm like, I have the habit of throwing it at them, and it's just hilarious how it will hit them, kind of spin around, drop down, and shoot back at me and kill me. It's really exciting.
Hilarious.
That's why,
Awesome.
Pope, you need to
Charming.
Pope, people hate you. already on the podcast. So what you need to do is just go ahead and be a Sun Singer.
I don't hate you, Pope.
Thank you, Briar.
I think Holtz.
Definitely,
I
let's
think
take
Holtz
a-
is
let's
hating.
take a-
That's what it is.
Let's take a little bit of a
Pope.
poll here.
I-
Jeffy, do you hate me?
No, I love you, Pope.
Man.
I have
Miss
sincere
Watts,
man
Miss
love
Watts,
for you.
No,
Right.
not at all.
Not
I
at
don't
all.
hate you.
I think you're in a little
Kobe, can
box
you back
by
me up
yourself.
here? Okay.
Plead the fifth.
You're on an island, sir.
On my screen, I actually am on an island. So my webcam's just off to the side over here. All
One of the
alone.
things I'll be interested to see with Destiny 2 is what size they make the maps, because I think
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest problems with Destiny right now is that the maps are so fucking small that it really reduces the amount of options that you have in combat.
Well, it's
Yes.
like you said, Watts. Like it started out in medium to large maps. Asylum and Shores of Time. Well, Asylum, it seemed like Asylum didn't come up very often in regular rotation, and then Shores of Time was kind of medium-ish, small medium-ish type of map, and that was predominant. And they just kept on moving towards these smaller maps, and then and then Titan Skating was born, and then people are maxing out their abilities to have the spam happen, and now, yeah, we need. It'll be interesting to see bigger maps. Hopefully they do.
Yeah.
See, I think one of the reasons that everyone kind of gravitates towards Bastion more than the other two larger
Light?
maps, First Light and then Skyshock.
Skyshock.
Bastion is one of the few maps in the game, along with like Rusted Lands. I feel like Widow's Court is another one that does it, that properly has proper choke points on the map, where it's not so much about choke point, hallway. It's larger open spaces that allow players to properly move around the map, but then where combat is most likely, what area is going to happen, instead of what finite point it's going to happen. So Bastion's in that same category where you have little zones where you can go for combat, and then larger areas to move through, but it still is a larger map, unlike First Light and Skyshock, which are, to me, feel like flat open plains, even though they're not.
Yeah, with a couple buildings.
Speaking of map design for Destiny 2, what if, because I know a lot of people have said within current Destiny, 4v4 feels really good in current Destiny. 5v5 would be better, or whatever. What do you think if we had the same type of maps, but it was like 4v4, for example? Do you think that it would play much better instead of having 6v6, everyone throwing grenades and supers everywhere? Do you think that our current maps would feel better if we were 4v4? Because what if they went in that direction instead of making bigger maps?
Abilities.
It was like,
For me, Watts, it's the abilities. The abilities have such a wide reach, right? It's like those grenades that, if you throw them at somebody who's within a certain distance, it's going to just track and kill them, right? It's almost a guaranteed kill. Supers that, if you're within a certain distance, you can't escape. A Nova Bomb, you just can't escape. A Titan Smash, you can't escape. Where in a bigger map, like that guy's got longer to run to get to that area, and you have longer to shoot him before he gets to that area, and you have more room to maneuver to get out of his way.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not really about the player size, because I already know about playing 4v4 on the current maps, let me tell you. And that's not because I do sweats. That's because the matchmaking is horrible, and I join games that are 4v4. It's more about the abilities and the overall sandbox than it is the play space. Yeah. Well, they go hand in hand, but it's not about the number of players. There's a bunch of other factors that are already happening.
That being said, I would love to see some 4v4 stuff.
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now. We get a fourth race comes in, and just so we can do 4v4s.
I just don't understand that though. There's 2v2s. What is it? I don't know. I never understood that logic.
I don't know.
Because it's they determined that the three, the fire team was 3. I think the fire team should be 4, and they're going to give us a fourth class that comes out of nowhere.
I don't know. With the marketing material so far that we've seen, I think it's going to be Hunter, Warlock, Titan still.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that we get to play as a Fallen.
I'm going to say no, just to oppose you mostly, but also. But also, it's been about Guardians. This whole
They
time.
can be Guardians.
in the lore, yes,
Thank
but
you.
not. Yeah, no,
Life-
it's like in the lore.
Life has explained that to me.
Yeah, no, the Traveler originally visited them, and like they were guardians, and the Traveler left them. That's why they call it, I don't know, something that left, some word for that.
My father.
You too, Briar. You too. I knew there was a reason why we got along so well.
Oh man.
But no, I don't like. We want to play Guardians. Want to play Space Magic. Maybe the Fallen can do something in the story to regain the favor of the Traveler. But I feel like it's about us, not them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I had a better thought about it earlier, but my brain's mush right now.
Typical hunter.
Mm-hmm. I just shoot stuff.
Snake in the grass.
See Fallen,
guys.
shoot Fallen.
Yeah, it's true.
We did have a little bit of stuff we wanted to talk about in this week at Bungie. Pope, did you want to go over that?
We did?
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this week at Bungie highlights one of my passions, and that's community fundraising. It's something that I've always been interested in. One of the things that drew me into playing Bungie games in the beginning. So one of the things that they focused on was the Seattle Children's Hospital, and something that I helped with in my own little way back in Halo. But one of the charities that I've always supported is the Men in Kilts fundraising, and that one raises money for the Ronald McDonald House. And we talked a lot last week about about St. Jude's and the work that they're doing. Well, there's hospitals around the country that are doing something similar, and Seattle Children's Hospital is one that Bungie supports. And the Ronald McDonald House provides housing for any family whose children are at the Seattle Children's Hospital, and they can stay there. So obviously when it came up, I donated, and I participate every year. Well, I was excited that they announced that they the event raised over $88,000 in support of Ronald McDonald House, which equated to 2,965 nights in which a patient and their family will not have to pay for housing while they receive treatment at Seattle Children's Hospital. So
That's
Bungie
awesome.
won.
That's
Bungie,
really awesome.
Yeah. So everybody who donated, you guys pat yourself on the back. Our generosity helped put Bungie squarely in the lead, and we raised over $30,000 for that $88,000 total. So one of the things that they're also talking about, and this is something close to my heart because I work at schools and I see where this really matters. The Gauntlet Tabletop Tournament is the next fundraiser. You guys should really jump on Bungie.net and take a look at some of the prizes for this. They're really awesome. Not to mention something that is like a unique player card, but they have really awesome stuff on there. But if you guys don't know what the Gauntlet Tabletop Tournament is, it's a fundraiser for the Mox Boarding House charitable arm, and that really it's part of the tree. The point is that it helps kids that are in the foster care system. And it's I can tell you as a school administrator in an area that there is quite a few foster kids. It is a meaningful charity and something that is desperately needed. So there is still that charity that you can be a part of, and we'll put the link to the donation page for this charity in the video. But definitely be a part of this and see if we can get. Bungie's asked us to see if we can get our donation up to $30,000. Right now, they've raised up to $11,000, and
Nice.
So I'm really excited about the work
That's awesome.
the Bungie Foundation's doing. Remember, everything that you buy on the Bungie store, 100% of the profits go to the Bungie Foundation. So make sure you order your Age of Triumph shirts.
Can you do that soon?
Okay.
Yeah,
and
finally
that's
got 100% on my book. I can finally order it.
Nice.
yeah. I ordered mine with Patrick's a douchebag, but it wouldn't fit all in the gamer tag.
Go with D-bag. I don't know if you need
Just-
a hyphen.
Do I?
It might be D-bag,
Just
D hyphen bag, or it
Patrick,
might be D-bag. I'm not sure.
Pat-
We'll have to
I
look
could
that up.
get Pat D-bag. Anyway,
Pat D-bag.
Pat D-bag. All right, so I'll go with that one. You guys go check it out. Make sure to buy something from the Bungie
I haven't
store.
ordered mine yet. I'm literally going to go order mine right now and put like Pope's a dick or something like that on the.
Typical hunter.
No
Can't
hyphen
be
needed
creative.
there, for sure.
All right. So we're also Watts, right? We also have a new Bungie bounty, right?
We do. There is a new Bungie bounty. It is Eric's Xbox
Woohoo!
One.
Woo.
What
Yeah.
game mode was it? Do you have the time?
Big
Yeah,
Control.
I have it. It's Control, and
Control.
it's on Xbox, 10 a.m. Pacific, on May 13th. It's in the United Kingdom, so
3 days after
back in
Mother's
Europe-
Day. Oh wait, no,
Yes.
it's not. One day before
No,
Mother's Day.
Jesus, prior. 3 days after Mexican
Mexican Mother's Day.
Taco
You really
Bell
fucked me
Mother's
up
Day.
with that Mexican Mother's Day thing.
And
So
by the way,
easily how you're confused. Okay.
on the Age of Triumph T-shirt, you have 16 total character spaces. So
Tweet at
Bane-
Patrick. if
Bane
you have
of
suggestions.
Pope Bear. Bane of Pope Bear. I like that one. think that-
that is a good one.
It's good.
That
It's
is
a good
good.
title.
Yeah.
You earned that.
All right.
Earned that playing World of Warcraft. Bane of Pope Bear.
Bane of
Because
Pope Bear.
hashtag tacos for Pope fit.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah. Oh
No,
yeah.
don't do that.
Tacos
That's
for-
Yes.
Yes, it does,
It is
and
funny.
properly spaced. Hashtag taco space for space Pope. That
You
does
want an
fit.
underscore if it's going to be a proper.
Yeah, you can't
Hashtag.
do hashtag
Okay.
spaces and hashtags. All right.
Okay. Then it's hashtag tacos, and it doesn't work.
He's such a Twitter noob. I mean, come on.
There we go. It works.
All right, so we've got the Eric's Gaming as as a Bungie bounty. Make sure you go out there and take on that fan of ours. You know, we're a fan of. I don't. Never mind. I love that guy. Is what I'm
We're
trying to
fans
say.
of everyone. And
He
each
is an
other.
awesome guy. He was a guest on the show, and
Only 2 or 3 weeks ago, right?
yeah, if you haven't checked out his content, I think he's really entertaining.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right, and the next thing after that is some information on some fixes that they did through What's Up Doc. They're doing a server maintenance download. So if you're watching this live, Wednesday, May 17th, or if you're
The day
listening to
before
it,
the reveal.
Day before the
Yeah.
reveal.
Oh,
So-
alpha, alpha.
now, I wanted to bring this up, guys.
Ooh.
I will
So
say, normally these server updates, don't they happen on Thursdays?
Do they?
So here's my point. Do you
I don't know.
remember
I thought
in
they
the
did.
past? Do
Yeah.
you remember in the past where they did those server updates out in the wild? You
Could
could
be
like
something. Yeah.
something. So anyway, I'm not sure that we're gonna get anything alpha. But alpha.
On the 18th, though, when a whole bunch of content creators are at the event.
Why would they have to update Destiny 1 to get a Destiny 2 alpha?
It's gonna be like a mission or something that leads to the Destiny 2 alpha.
Maybe a trailer opens up on the director for Destiny
Maybe.
2.
There's something. Something is amazing.
Or maybe
gonna
it's
happen.
just server maintenance.
No,
Maybe they fixed
no.
my damn weasels.
No,
no.
maybe.
You guys don't understand. This is going to be the start of it all right here.
Yeah?
I'm calling it. May 17th,
It begins
2017. Look at all the sevens that are in that. May 17th,
517.
2017.
Weren't you saying it's going to happen on the 18th or the 19th?
No, this is where it's all going to start.
Oh, okay,
This is
I
where it
got you.
begins. Yeah.
May 17th is 3 days after Mother's Day.
Yeah. Yes.
You're so on top of it, Brian. All right. Well, that's all. It was a very heartfelt this week at Bungie. I feel like
Yeah.
Deej really hit the feels on this one.
He was missing something, though, wasn't he, Pope?
Yeah, I mean, I you know what? So this is the typical warlock. I swear to God. Like I messaged Deej and I said, "Look, bro, you missed a comma and some other things. I'm trying to help him out, right? I'm trying to help him out grammatically with a few of the this week at Bungie. Maybe making it a little easier to read.
What?
Oh my God, that's typing.
That's Hovey. That's Hovey.
What? I didn't do anything.
All right. So anyway, so I made some corrections, and he called me out for it, and
Properly. Good.
And he got really offended about it. But anyway,
a typical warlock would get offended.
Like a typical warlock, he says, so Pope Bear tried to question my blog syntax, and I was right. So he digs deep to identify a missing comma. Never argue with an educator. Which I typically would agree with, but he went in for the feels on this one. He's definitely excited like we are. I don't know. I can't wait to meet everybody. I don't honestly know if I'm more excited to see Destiny 2 reveal than I am to meet up with all of you guys and everybody else who's coming, and just,
Pope, you should on one sheet of paper print like a 200-point font, comma, and just hand it to him. On the 18th, say, "Hey, you were missing this."
Found this.
You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to bring a proper camera and get a picture of everybody who's there.
That's a good idea.
That would be amazing.
I was hoping to get a picture of the 5 of us together, so we got to try and make that happen.
We need to do that. Yeah.
And if at all possible, if we could get a reservoir style slow walk down the street, that'd be cool too.
Sure. I'm down.
Back on the track for a little creep. Okay.
You have chosen are correct. Due to unique customization, no refunds can be offered for this item. Size large. Personalization plus $5. Hashtag tacos for Pope. Quantity 1. Confirm and add to cart.
I wonder how many of these we could get ordered for Guardian Con.
How many people are willing to get their tacos for Pope shirts?
Hey, I'm placing an order on the Bungie store. Does anyone else want anything right now? Like, I don't know.
I'll take a bean burrito.
Yeah.
You guys I don't think they have those.
Some of those cinnamon twists.
Let's start a podcast on our own, just you and I, and we'll invite other cool people who don't like Taco Bell.
I like Taco Bell.
No, you don't.
No,
it's great, authentic Mexican cuisine.
Yeah, there you go.
Shit, you guys are
well done. Well done.
I think we're gonna have to get a Taco for Pope T-shirt in the Destiny Community Podcast store.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This just got to happen.
Yes.
No, we don't.
Can we get a plushie that has like Pope's name on it?
Can
that's
we
a taco?
move on to Twitter questions? Can we do something else?
No, because first I have to talk about these blue microphones, Pope. Because no doubt everyone has noticed these wild mics and headphones that we're using. It's just some of the iconic gear that Blue creates. Blue's award-winning products are the driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite gaming teams and Twitch streamers. Their Yeti USB mic is the internet's most popular microphone. Hovey can attest because he's using it right now, aren't you, Hovey?
That is correct.
Yes.
Me too.
And their Sadie and Lola headphones deliver insane sound and a very personalized fit. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience. Learn more about Blue at bluemic.com. In addition, this part isn't about Blue, but because, we're at the stage where some people are still listening, maybe they aren't, you should also check out our Destiny Community Podcast t-shirts, because if you've been wanting some of the amazing art that Ash, our artist, creates for the podcast, you can get a Destiny Community Podcast t-shirt with some of this art on it. Where do you go to find that? designbyhumans.com/shop/DestinyCompod. That's Destiny COMPOD.
Compod?
Compod, because community
sounds
podcast.
Like a type of butterfly.
Sure.
Something.
We'll go with that.
Why the hell can't I place links in your chat? Did you block me?
No, I see
I
him.
can see it.
I see it.
I see
I
your
see
link.
It says
fine.
deleted link on where
It's
I'm.
fine, Poke.
Yeah.
It's
You're a
fine.
mod.
If anybody wants a link to the shop, it is in the Twitch chat. We'll put it in the YouTube description as well.
Just edited the document for copying, pasting all the numerous links that we have now for the YouTube description. So if you're listening right now and you want to buy a t-shirt and help support us, and more importantly, the artist that makes all of our stuff, you can go check that out.
Yes.
And soon featuring a hashtag tacos for Pope t-shirt.
Plushie of a taco.
I
Yeah,
don't
that'd be great.
think
Ash,
it's-
Ash,
They
if
also
you're
have a
listening
great
right
mug.
now,
Have you guys seen the mug? The Destiny Community Podcast
yeah,
mug?
that's my
I
favorite.
really
mug.
want that. Yeah.
it's not
I
this
haven't ordered
one.
it yet. I got to get it.
Not that much.
It's not
Ash,
that
if you're
one.
listening, please don't make a shirt tacos for Pope.
Please,
Thank
please.
you.
do.
Ash, if
Thank
you're
you.
listening, I will.
Ash, do what's in your heart right now.
Got this. All right, you want to move on to some Twitter questions while I place this order at the Bungie store?
You
Yes.
bet. Let me bring them up here. You'd think I'd be on top of this, but I am not. All right, I'm just bringing it up in my docs here. All right, Colin Mosley says, from a fellow Kentuckian, did your insane skill at this game / shooters come quick and natural, or did you gain it by a lot of practice?
Oh God. I mean, there was a lot of practice, of course, but if you're a Louisville fan, you will gain them quicker. I'll say that much. Louisville fans, sorry.
Wow.
No one's gonna get that unless you're a Louisville / Kentucky person. We hate each other. Just gonna say that now.
Is there anything specifically you did? I mean, because your skill on the sticks is pretty crazy. Is there,
I mean, it's funny because like I started off with Metroid Prime. I don't, like no one probably knows the DS game that had, but it was a stylus. It wasn't like mouse and keyboard. It wasn't analog sticks. It was all stylus. So that's where I like first practiced, and I guess that just developed my timing. And then Halo and Gears of War. That's just where it all came from.
so we're gonna go with natural.
Natural, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what it sounds like. Because I've played with him, Briar, and he does shit that just makes it seem easy, and it's not. I mean, maybe it is, but it's
When I
not for
watch
me.
KJHovey stream, one of two things is gonna happen: either I get really excited to go play some Destiny and do just what I just saw,
Mhm.
or I say I should never play this game again.
Well, the thing about Destiny is it has so much aim assist compared to like every other shooter I've ever played. So like drag
You think
snipes
that
feel
help?
natural.
Gary Diaz says Hovey owned beta with Triple, Butta, and Trav leading the DTR, but chose not to join the competitive scene / clans despite the talent. Why was this?
That was kind of a strange situation because back then I wasn't sure what I wanted to do because I was finishing up electrical engineering, my degree. And he asked me if I wanted to join them. And I had no plans of really doing much with Destiny, so I said no. And then, time went on and they ended up becoming big, and then I joined Resolute. And it just worked out that way, honestly.
Let me insert a question here. What steps did you have to take to join such a PvP elite sniper squad like Resolute?
Oh,
Which
jeez.
I am a member.
Oh, I know. You're the only bear there, right? The best bear.
There's Nava. There's Nava Bear.
I forgot about
Bear.
him.
Yeah.
No, I was friends with Tinks and I was friends with Mesa Sean, and back then that's all I really needed.
Yeah, that's all. I was friends with Tinks too. That's all you needed back in the day.
Yep.
She was the woman who got us all in.
God. Yep.
Yeah. She promised butt touching, but I never got one.
I got
Oh, I got it.
I got butt touching.
Shaquille Everett says, if Link was a Guardian, what class and subclass would he be? And to stretch it further, what would be his exotic weapon and perks? Let's just shave it down to what class and subclass.
I feel like Night Stalker, just because of the bow. Because that would be my thing.
Yeah.
And say, what weapons would he use?
Yeah.
Is that what you asked? God, that's a quick question. I don't know. Longbow synthesis, the Queen Breaker's bow, something with a bow in it.
Proto says, on a scale from 1 to 10, how annoying is it to hear someone call Link Zelda?
It's not that annoying to me, really, because I grew up like
Wrong. 10.
It's not, my mom like had A Link to the Past literally when I was born, and so no one really called Zelda Link at all around me. So, and then when I heard it later on, I just assumed people were talking in general about the game Zelda. So I guess I just don't really register it that much.
KJHovey says, what are your biggest hopes or greatest fears for the future of competitive PvP in Destiny as a franchise?
Oh man, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but my biggest fear is they're gonna lose the PvE aspect too much. I just don't like. I want Destiny 2 to be competitive, but I don't want it to focus too much on it and lose the other parts that make it great, because it doesn't have to be a competitive shooter for it to be great. You know,
It's funny how over the last few weeks, I keep hearing the conversation of that kind of a conversation, but it differs depending on what the focus of that person's playtime in Destiny is. If the same question comes in for PvE to a PvE focused player, they'll say, I hope they don't lose the PvP stuff too much, because it really seems like they're focused on PvE. And a PvP players, I think it's because in the absence of any information, like we've just kind of made our own assumptions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's odd though. Like yesterday or last week, we had a discussion. Will Trials of Osiris be in Destiny 2? You know, like, man, that's a big freaking question. You know, a lot of people are really wondering that. You know.
I mean, my hopes are that they separate PvE and PvP. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love that.
Yeah.
Rosie Riot says, what is one thing you don't want to see in Destiny 2?
Stickies. Well, the current stickies, Stormcallers in general. That's mostly it.
But Ikora in that trailer, she had that lightning hand melee.
They can remove it. It's not out yet.
Maybe it's just Ikora. It's just Ikora. Did she bring you Taco Bell, Pope?
She brought me dinner.
Okay. I know your wife loves Taco Bell.
Taken. I can't stand fighting the Taken.
Yeah, the Taken are pretty annoying.
Sick of the Taken.
Yep.
My favorite area to go just kind of hang out in the game is normal old vanilla Cosmodrome. And I just, like walking around, doing some patrols, do whatever, talk to people. And then the Taken come in and completely shatter it. Mm-hmm. Because just go away. Just go away, please.
Nobody invited you.
Yeah.
I've killed your god. We've killed their god. Like, they need to go away.
But why would they say? Because they're still in our world, right? So what's going to make them just disappear? They're like, oh, the Kabbalah here.
Destiny 2.
Gotta go.
Destiny 2 is what's going to make them disappear.
But why are they disappearing, Briar?
I don't care.
So I have a question for you. Do you remember what DLC was it where we had the guys in the caves praying to the sword and then they'd all come rushing out?
Dark Below.
Dark Below, yeah.
Man, that was so much fun. Like when that first update was dropped, I didn't know about it yet, and I was running around farming for stuff.
Yeah.
And I ran into a cave to get a chest. And there was a guy praying to the sword, and all of them were in there. And it's like you kind of barge into a room, and you're like, "Oh!"
You're like, what's
you slowly start backing
here?
up, and I'm like, "Holy crap!"
I liked how it created like a level 20 knight and a level 2 starting area as well.
Yeah,
because then like some blueberry
danger on patrol.
Yeah,
some blueberry would just suddenly come walking. I was like, oh, I just got this game for Christmas, and then they just smack.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I want more of that. I want to be a low level in an area and be like, oh god, I gotta get out.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
Remember in the starting area where the knights, once you went down those 2 steps, those steps.
That's my first step in Destiny, right there. Pope is going down those stairs, and there were yellow health bar guys down there
with question marks.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's right.
They were red. It was red because they were
red.
Question marks.
Yeah. So I'm what I miss about and why I like the Cosmodrome so much, like that, Patrick, is that I miss those memories, like the loot cave, obviously, and the Stairway to Heaven. I don't know if you guys use the Stairway to Heaven, did you?
Right.
It's right
but I have no idea what that means.
Right in the Cosmodrome where you spawn, and then you go down to the right where those yellow knights are that we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The other set of stairs that you went in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was a closet where a bunch of guys came out of, and you went. If you dipped down and you went down those stairs, they would respawn every few seconds.
Mhm.
Oh
So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We called that the Stairway to Heaven. But like, I'm excited in Destiny 2 to form new memories like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
100%.
You know, rushing around trying to get keys.
Mhm.
I was
Oh.
so mad they took that out. I was so mad. Why? That was like just an anti-fun patch. It was ridiculous fun
It
trying to
was the
get out of that
anti-fun
area.
patch. Yeah.
They trying to get out of that area and then get back to that chest before that timer would expire and the chest would go away. Yeah, we were cheesing the game, but god damn,
That was
it was
community
hilarious
building.
and fun.
It was,
yeah,
yeah.
it was
Community
fun.
building. Everyone's here trying to rush out. It was great.
Yeah.
And think about it, like so many of the like you just talked about, you know, when those knights came out of level 20 and then you saw a Blueberry sitting there and he's like, what the fuck? And then you could jump in there and help him. Like all the how many times have you jumped in and helped a kindergarten doing a public event?
Yep.
Oh, so
Tons.
many times. I'll only
Yeah.
do it if I
And
see a
they're
Blueberry.
so
I'll never
happy.
publicly
They're like,
admit it.
Do you guys remember in the Cosmodrome there's like a cliff and you never notice to look for this cliff. You'd only find it if you either somebody told you about it or if you just happened to be like exploring. But in the early days of Destiny, we did a lot of exploring. But there's a cliff, and at the edge of the cliff there's a little ledge, and on that ledge there was a tunnel going under the cliff, and there was an ogre in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or a knight on occasion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
The
god! I
ogre was
remember
the
going
best.
in there because I was looking for chests. Like that was the big thing. We were always looking for chests back in
Yep.
Vanilla Destiny. I remember going in there and just getting stomped on by that ogre because there's no place to move and the guy is just coming at you.
Yeah.
I miss those times. I hope they do more of that stuff in Patrol.
I agree. That was right
one of my
next to the loot
favorite
cave.
moments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
one
was
of my
right next to
favorite
it.
moments, Briar, was I randomly met up with these Blueberries, and they were, the three of us were trying to figure out, we weren't in the same party. We were trying to figure out how to get the knights out of there and kill them.
Mhm.
So we must have spent an hour trying to kill the ogre, right? And then so we were each we figured out that we could sacrifice each other to get the ogre ourselves, to get the ogre to aggro and jump off the cliff. So we just spent time just like randoms, you know, going like this and then having the ogre charge and then jumping back.
I've
just
still
thought about
got
Sparrow.
people. I've still
Push
got
them off.
people on my friends list who I met from just doing circles around like the Cosmodrome, getting chests and spin metal. And like you just kind of see the same guy running around. So you know you get a party invite, and all of a sudden you made a friend that'll last the next 3 years. It's incredible.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah.
It's great because you don't want, it's like a forced relationship. You know that they're farming the same space you are.
Right. So you have to work together, otherwise
You gotta
just
work together.
actively hurting each other.
Yep.
No,
Right.
that's why you go to your PlayStation settings and then set your clock back like 2 days, and then you don't get to play with anyone, and now you can farm. It's great.
You are the anti-fun, Patrick.
I mean, I just find the most efficient ways to have fun for myself, like pushing the ogre off the cliff with a sparrow. No need to have other people and slowly kill him. Or I need to farm. I don't want other people taking my materials. There you
So
go.
it's actually faster if you did work as a team because you could kind of split up and just call out where you found the stuff and then
Yeah.
just run over to
Yeah.
it.
Well, you would think that until you do the glitch that would allow you to go in between zones and keep respawning the same node of whatever. It's like spin metal, and like you find one that's on the edges of the zones.
You spend
and pick it
45
up.
minutes trying to get that glitch to work.
No, dude, it's instantaneous. You just pop. You just.
No, it's not.
No, it's
I'm with
not.
you, Briar.
You
I'm
loot
with
it
you.
and then you go.
Instantaneous. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you spend 45 minutes trying to get
You know what would cause it to not work? Other people in the zone, because then the timer would keep going on, which
That's
is why
true.
you go in there with no
You
one
know what,
there.
That's
Patrick? Why
true.
do you even play an MMO? There's
Right?
other people in the world, man. You got to learn how to work together with them.
Also,
I originally played WoW to ruin fun for other people. I played a hunter, and I would just one shot people. I was a dick.
listen,
Still am, I
if
guess.
Destiny 2 grants our wishes and we get dedicated servers, you're going to be forced into those public zones with other people, Pat. So you're gonna have to deal with it. There's no rolling back the clock.
Maybe the current zones, or maybe whatever the zones that we go into, will operate like the old one, like the old zones, and then PvP will be on dedicated servers. Best of both worlds.
It's gonna be dedicated servers if we're gonna have bigger raids and more enemies and all that.
Maybe
all the antisocial people.
If we're gonna have really big outposts and all that, it's got to be on a better system than it is right now.
Maybe.
Detail says, so who's the most hyped that everyone in Seattle now? Datto, Holtz, or Watts? My money is on Watts.
Me, probably me.
That's the question. So who's the most hyped that everybody is in Seattle now? Datto, Holtz, or Waltz?
Oh, the most hyped.
Datto, Holtz, or Watts?
Hyped. Okay.
Yeah.
It hasn't actually kind of dawned or set in on me that I'm living in Seattle yet.
It's probably me. I put together all the meetups. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome that you guys are up there, because every time I get to go up now, I got to paste a crash and some food to eat.
When I have my house, you are welcome to
drink
stay at
that
the
apparently
house.
costs $10 a tea bag.
Yeah, it's about right.
It's the best kind of tea, though.
But it's really good tea.
It actually is really
delicious
good.
green tea.
Really
you say?
Green tea, yeah.
Greenish.
Mine
Atlas says, I hear a lot of comparisons between Destiny and other games when people complain about Destiny 1. How far is too much when asking for games to be similar to each other?
I actually like that question because a lot of people do it with like Halo. And it's
yeah.
I loved Halo, and I do it myself all the time. I'm guilty of it. I'll compare it to Halo, the gun skill, but it's like, if you water it down so much, it's just another generic shooter. So
right, like some things are like so good and so inventive that they deserve to be in every game, right? Mm-hmm. But if everything was like that, then every game would just be the same. So you don't want every game to just be genericized like that.
And that kind of comes full circle to like the competitive aspect, because the most competitive games are typically pretty watered down. Counter-Strike's pretty simple. Halo's pretty simple. Well, old Halos were. I don't know. Just, do you want to gain that competitive nature but lose like the uniqueness? Because I think that's part of it.
Yeah, and I think that they can gain that. We saw that from the Call of Duties, Hovey. They can gain that by creating a petri dish where the competitive community can go in and customize and experiment and see what works for them. And then the gaming public can go in there and give it a shot, and it draws and builds the community. I love the way that Call of Duty dealt with that competitive scene.
Yeah, but it's also a much different environment because Destiny is like MMO, so there's so many different aspects to it. So it's hard to balance it.
The worst I ever saw the Call of Duty scene was when they started watering it down. It's like they literally started stripping everything that was fun out of Call of Duty to make it more competitive. And in doing so, they made it less fun to watch. And I think that's a trap that I see Destiny competitive scene falling into, is that they strip everything out so it makes it less fun to watch.
Yeah. I guess ultimately what I want to see is the same amazing gameplay mechanics that we get from Destiny, and an opportunity for the competitive scene to try new things out. And I'd love to see an expansion of private matches, explore custom game modes, and be able to create that competitive environment where we can watch and become, you guys see links where picture Ash did an amazing job drawing Hovey, or links into a Guardian costume for Hovey, but on my screen
that was Zelda.
Oh geez,
10 out of 10. So pissed off right now.
I don't even know. I wish I could throw something at you, Patrick. Hovey's a big fan of Final Boss, and I mean, so am I. Halo's competitive scene, even though I really enjoy the aspect of Destiny that's a PvE and all that, don't you miss that, Hovey? I mean, don't you think that we can have that?
Like
in Destiny?
The competitive scene in general? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I definitely, because in Destiny, I don't really care about getting better anymore. I stopped caring back in like vanilla, honestly. And in Halo, I never lost that. I always wanted to get better. I cared about losing, and I just don't really get that feeling with Destiny.
So what needs to happen in Destiny for you to care? And for one, God forbid you getting any better, but
there's just so much to go over, though. Because I mean,
well, give me the things off the top of your head. I mean, what needs to happen for you for Destiny's competitive scene? Like just a couple things off the top of your head.
See, I don't like discussing it that much because then people are going to be like, oh, you just want it to be watered down. But I mean, honestly, less aim assist is a big thing for me. Nades do all the work for you half the time. They're too easy. They replenish super quickly. Oh God, there's so many perks in the game that just hold your hand, I guess. And I just don't see that being good for competitive. That doesn't mean it's not fun. I mean, it's still fun. But as far as competitive goes, I'd have to sit down and like make a whole video about that.
What if Destiny never became a truly competitive game?
I think it would still succeed as a game. I mean,
right. I do too.
Would guys like you stick around?
I would, because I have fun with it. Like I said, back in like within the first 3 months of Destiny, I felt it was not going to be that competitive, and I didn't care about it in that sense. I liked getting cool clips. That was fun. Getting cool snipes is always fun, but I didn't have like a want to get better like I did in Halo or Gears of War 1 and stuff like that. I just played it because it was fun.
So here's my biggest thing about Destiny 2, and that I really hope doesn't happen, is what's happened currently is that our sandbox has been dictated heavily on a sense of a competitive Destiny that ultimately doesn't really exist. And that needs to not happen in Destiny 2. That's like my biggest fear, is that they start watering down, or not necessarily watering down, but they start making these nerfs and changes purely based on the competitive nature of the PvP matches. And that, like, I really, 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 really hope that does not happen in Destiny 2.
Well, that's where custom games come in, because if we can have a lot of customization, then we can not like have that happen in the main PvP. It's kind of like Halo 5. I don't know if you've played that, but like how they have that really big team battle mode. I forget what it's called.
Warzone.
Yeah, that. I mean, it's a much different rule set compared to like the MLG environment. So I think that's pretty cool.
I think also ranked would help a lot with that, because you could have regular PvP that's just fun, everything goes, and then ranked would be a little bit more watered down to be more competitive, and that way you're not affecting the fun of regular PvP. But if you do want to take it in a more competitive direction, then the ranked playlist is there.
Yeah.
Right, and they had that like,
who decides that? Who decides the settings for that ranked?
That's actually a good question.
I think after like 3 months, the community would come up with a pretty solid rule set. No, I know you're laughing right now. No, I know, like, I know there's a lot of strife that happens in the community, but like ultimately the cream rises to the top of what makes sense. Well, honestly.
Yeah, well, in like Halo, I mean, they pretty much relied on the pros to make up the rules and test them. That was how it was.
All right. I'm with Briar on this one.
I don't think the whole community should. I agree with that.
Okay. All right. I don't mean, all right, I'll back off on that. I don't mean the entire community. I mean the most outspoken leaders of the competitive scene, Like,
but you got people like Pope Bear thinking incendiary nades are too strong.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'm just looking for something else to nerf on hunters, just because I know what Patrick nuts.
if it wasn't for the fact that
nerf
Patrick
all you want, Briar, nerf all you want, it won't help you.
If I could also talk about how I think that fusion rifles need to be nerfed, can we talk about that right now?
Well, did you use fusion rifles back in vanilla?
Yeah, it was amazing.
They were terrifying.
Yeah,
they were terrifying.
Yep.
But that's another thing that comes into like the competitive aspect. Fusion rifles have a lot of RNG built in them back then. Sometimes you would snipe them. Sometimes it's like a long range shotgun, basically. So
everything that was cool in year one just got relegated to the nosebleed seats and never to be seen again. But I mean, that's the facts.
Hovey, what do you think about Bloom?
Oh gosh, Like what time? Okay, so I used to play a game called Shadowrun, not like the RPG, like the shooter in 2007, and that had a bloom system and it worked really well. But it like you have to do it in a certain way for it to work. Like in Halo Reach, I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, everybody thought it was terrible. The DMR.
It benefited spamming too much. You didn't have to time your shots that well. But in Shadowrun, if you ever go back and play that, it does it really well because you have to time your shots well. In Destiny, there's no indicator of your bloom, so it's kind of like it's hard to really gauge it. So I don't really like that.
Yep.
Yeah. There's also other ways to do bloom. Like right now, it's randomized. It's a randomized bloom. Counter-Strike is, well, at least was. I don't know if it still is. It was a pattern set bloom where there were like six or seven different patterns that your gun would have recoil pattern for, and you could learn how to control it. So you could be like, okay, my gun is currently firing in this recoil pattern. So like an auto rifle user could still hit those precision shots perfectly if they knew how to correct for it. That makes any sense.
Yeah, right, I think that's more recoil in general though, because bloom right now is just straight up RNG. Like the circle's this big, and anywhere in this circle, it's going to fire that bullet.
It affected every single weapon in the game. So even like pistols and stuff, semi-auto fire things. I don't know. There's ways to affect bloom. Their current implementation of it is kind of, well, for however sophisticated it may be on the coding side, the way it feels on the player end is kind of a crude punishment where
it kind of lowers skill gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Atlas Sync says, I just answered that one. Mr. Aries, you're asking about Mayhem Clash. We talked about that. Kirby El Toro says, do any of you play with normal controllers or are scuffs godlike?
Have
I asked this one before? I feel like
you have.
Yeah. Go ahead, Hobie.
Okay, I was going to say, I used a scuff for like 4 months and it broke on me. So I used it for 4 months. It was nice. It was comfortable, but it didn't really help me get better or anything. It just was more comfortable getting revives and sliding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they godlike? If you feel like you can make use of using your thumbsticks while doing other things, then sure. But then again, you can also do that with clawing your controller or just a different controller, bumper jumper layout. So while it's not necessary, it definitely helps those that are willing to put the time into, learn how to use the tool, so to speak. I think basically all
not
of them
godlike,
use them
but
here now.
very helpful.
Yeah,
that's also where comfort comes in because like I can claw, but it hurts. Like I get
exactly, and really also if you do it for a prolonged period of your life, you'll end up messing up your hands a little bit.
Yep, did it all throughout Halo.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're godlike, but at this point now, if I don't have paddles, like I don't
know what to do.
Yeah, I use them for everything. I played Bloodborne with the paddles. Like I dodge with the paddle.
Yeah, same. Same.
I'm just used to having B.
I use them to revive too, like so I can revive and fire at the same time, which is really helpful in Trials of Osiris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you should use hashtag Pope Bear when buying your Scuff controller. No, I don't. I'm not.
I actually don't use a Scuff. I have like an adapter on the back of my controller that.
Yeah, I liked what you have. Briar.
I love that thing. It only costs $40 as opposed to $200 for a Scuff controller because I have the same problem as Hove. Is my Scuff controller broke?
I'm going to tell you, I've had this Scuff controller for a while now, and it seems it's holding up pretty strong, and I love it. I have a hard time switching to another controller, and I feel like it really helps with the way I've used Puppeteer as a control system, and mapping the paddles to jump and weapon swap, but it's something that like for me feels really natural. And when I'm going for those,
you get used to them, the paddles.
Yeah, when I'm going for sick PvE montage skills, gunshots.
Nova,
the quick weapon swap. Yeah. I mean,
incredible.
Well, I can't say like as far as getting better. I think it's important to try and use different button layouts because when I changed to jumper back in Halo 3. Like that helped me a lot. That was a big deal back then, and it helps a lot in Destiny as well for me. So nice. I would look more at that than Scuff.
Yeah. Trying to hit X to jump and aim at the same time is not the path forward.
Can I ask a quick question, Briar, can I ask a question? Why don't PlayStation and Xbox like synergize for just once on their button like layout?
Know who's the worst is Nintendo.
Oh my God.
Play Zelda on the Nintendo Switch. It's like, are you shitting me? Where do I got to hit to run and it's not even close to jump? Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
I had this discussion with someone else.
Hovey. Do not.
No. I hate it too. I had this discussion. And I was wondering, like, in the menus, did you constantly go to the wrong area of the menu?
Yes.
Like, God, that drove me crazy
all the time. In fact, and then also switching back, and then switching back to like Destiny or any other game. You've already been. I put 100 hours into Zelda, and my B&As are flipped around now. It pisses me off.
Yep.
I have a belief that the highest paid person at a gaming studio should be the UI director. I mean, like literally, it is the worst thing when you play a game. Like you get kind of spoiled by games like Destiny where they think a lot about that kind of stuff. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm just saying that the user interface in Bungie in Destiny is, I think, pretty good.
I think it's actually the American studios and the Xbox that are the ones who changed it, right? Because it was always the Japanese studios always did it the old way, where the circle button on a PlayStation was select and X was get out. And then all the Microsoft came out with their Xbox controller and it was A to select, and it was right when the American or the Eastern developers really gained popularity was around the time of the Xbox and the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360. And so I think that changed, that UI changed from the Japanese way of doing it to the kind of the European and American way of doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's a switch. I think that Nintendo is just a holdout. You still see some PlayStation games that have that layout too.
Yeah, you do.
It's confusing as hell. I mean,
it is.
and in 2017, I don't see why every game doesn't have a button mapping option.
Well, the PlayStation has it native to the console, so you can actually change it on the console. Nintendo doesn't have that, but
when you switch
every
games,
game should have it though for accessibility issues. If like there's some people that just can't physically use a controller the way it's designed, and those people are left out in the cold. And that's not right.
It's true.
Well, if PlayStation has it now, Nintendo might have it in 20 years.
Yeah.
I will say though,
Nintendo's going to prioritize a bunch of more random stuff that
it should be on a game-to-game level, though. That should be implemented.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like, it's even if it's native to PlayStation, it's still going to change. It's still going to change from game to game.
Yes, you're going to have to go into the PlayStation settings and remap it for each game.
And I understand when they're making the cutscenes or whatever the instructions are, and you have to have that graphic of like, oh, press this button to do whatever function. I don't think that it would be all that difficult to.
Yeah, that's got to be a problem that they could solve.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Pope.
Thank you.
I don't understand why that's not a thing. Every PC game has it, so why don't the consoles?
I was going to say PC is really nice. PC is really nice because it's literally the same. It's your keyboard. It's not going to change.
Yeah, but it's not. It's the keyboard, but the buttons are different. Like for one game, F is throw your grenade, and for another game, F is melee.
Yeah.
But you could go in and remap it.
You can always remap it though. Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. Every game in the console, if they want to. They need to step up their user interface options, and they need to make in console gaming, just like in PC gaming, they need to make your buttons able to be mapped, and there should be no excuse for that.
Yeah.
Zero Hero says, would you guys change anything about Iron Banner if it returns in Destiny 2? Yeah, I would keep Iron Banner, but change what it is to the ranked playlist.
I would love to see 4v4 or 5v5. Something. Change it up every once in a while.
4v4 would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like to see 4v4.
I'm not sure.
I don't know about Iron Banner, though.
I just want to... I want them to use the name for the ranked playlist. I think that'd be enough.
Yeah.
It perfectly represents what the Iron Banner is supposed to be, the competitive version of Destiny.
Sure.
I kind of want to bring this question that we had, or this discussion that we had last week to Hovey also, that ties into this subtly with, do you think Trials is going to be Trials in Destiny 2? Or are they going to completely revamp it? Are they still going to call it Trials of Osiris? Are they going to completely remove it? Like, what do you think, Hovey? Like, because you've obviously put, like you said, 2 years into Trials. Like,
I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't bring it over in some way. Maybe, I mean, they'll probably change it up, but I feel like it's too big of a thing not to transfer over, like in some variation.
We had a pretty big discussion with Broman about it. About, you know, he didn't see it. He didn't see the way Trials is right now coming forward into Destiny 2. And actually, he thought that it was just going to go away. But I personally think they're going to rename ranked playlists as Trials of Osiris.
Well, I'd like to see how, like, there's so many things wrong with Trials right now. They definitely have to change it up, in my opinion. Like, with uneven maps like they are right now, I don't know why they don't switch spawns like every round.
I don't get that.
If they're bringing back Trials, they for sure need to be switching spawns, like maybe having loadout being locked so people can't just be switching, like you're going in with what you go in and you can see what everyone else is using.
Yeah,
like they need to do stuff. I don't think they're going to completely remove it, especially with an Osiris DLC coming, but I think it's going to be different to what we have, and it's going to fix a lot of the issues that we have with elimination if it's being brought back. I don't think they're just going to be like, here's just regular old Trials, guys, it's the same. I think they'll change it a good amount.
Well, I also don't like how the King of the Hill at the very end of the round works at all. Like, that's what Call of Duty, they make what is it called, Search and Destroy work, because with uneven spawns you have to plant the bomb and whatnot, or in Counter-Strike as well. Like, it works so well, but in Destiny it's just like, I don't know.
I'd like to see a game mode. I was a huge Search and Destroy fan. I mean, I loved hardcore Search and Destroy. I love those slower, methodical, team-based, you know, plan of attack type, and then you know, rush into position, but then you move carefully. Game modes, and there's just
hope you got to try PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. You really got to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably love it.
All right. Is it on PC?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's coming to consoles, I think, is eventually.
Yeah.
I want to try it, but I've never played mouse and keyboard. It's so intimidating.
As soon as it hits PlayStation, I'll pick it up, Briar. But, like, to me, that kind of strategic team-based game mode where you're, you know, it's not just running like an idiot, you know?
Yeah. One last thing on the Trials thing. Do you guys, if they do bring it back, it's similar how it is now, do you think that they should make maps specifically for Trials instead of no?
No, I think it's too limiting to put all that time and resource into one game mode. I think it's just too limiting.
Yeah, but it's arguably the most popular game mode right now when it comes to Twitch. You know?
Yeah.
When it comes to Twitch,
when you're at a crappy like cafeteria and the best option is, you know, a microwave steak dinner, you know, then it's going to perceive that microwave steak dinner is the hottest thing on the market. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the microwave steak dinner is that good.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they could fix a lot of things if they actually design maps specifically for Trials.
Well, maybe not like have completely new maps, but maybe modify the current maps.
Modified ones, yeah.
Sure.
Block off areas specifically for it, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like that. I want them to put more focus on the map modes because this past week of Twilight Gap is a very, very big indicator that sometimes it's just really unbalanced. Like the spawn that's on the inside, you have easier access to in the end of round thing, or the King of the Hill thing at the end of the round. You have better access to the total map because you have better defensive place. So basically the other team has to push forward the entire time. You have better positioning, better access to special, better sight lines. It's straight up better spawn for every single part of the map.
That's the thing about Destiny though. Like, it can't ever truly be balanced because say you have Pantheon, which is completely symmetrical for the most part. If you have like 3 hunters going against 3 titans, those titans will get out to the middle every time before you. They'll throw out lightning nades, they'll block you, and then they have control of the middle. And that's kind of like going back to like the competitive thing. You can't really make it that balanced because there's just so much stuff.
Trials of Osiris was amazing. It was an amazing idea when it came out, and in my opinion, it reinvigorated Destiny, and it's kept it sustained for as long as it has. I'd be surprised if they didn't give it a rest, though. And we see that symbol of Osiris as the first DLC for Destiny 2. It just seems like logical that, they give it a break, they rethink it a little bit, and they bring it back for the first DLC.
I mean, I could see that because that's kind of what they did when any like big DLC came out anyway. It was like Trials is not going to be around for a little bit. You guys can enjoy the PvE stuff, get some stuff for your characters, grind out all the things you want to, go into regular PvP, and then Trials can come back.
I don't see them just getting rid of it though.
Let's try to fit Trials or say like competitive PvP into the lore, right? Let's say if it's story based, the tower is blown up. Would possibly Guardian on Guardian Guardian on Guardian fighting be fit into the lore of that? I don't think so. So I think conceivably we come into Destiny 2 with no PvP, at least initially.
That seems like a fantastic way to trash your new franchise.
You know what? You need to listen, Patrick. I was saying initially, like during the first like cutscene, and then you're like, you lay in, and then you gotta, how does it fit into the lore? I'm not saying it's gone for the whole game. I just say that like maybe.
Well, Shaxx is written into the lore. Iron Banner's written into the lore. Osiris is written into the lore.
So how are we getting to the PvP? Are we training Guardians for the fight?
I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think that's what it's always been, is like a training battlegrounds for Guardians to get stronger.
Can I say one more thing about Trials? Just kind of random.
Say whatever you want.
Yeah, man.
I know this is not going to happen, and it's not really possible, but what would be really cool is if in Trials, for like the three people, one had to be a hunter, one had to be a titan, and one had to be a warlock. Because I think that would be way more interesting with the balance. I know it's a little weird.
Yeah,
Patrick would play one Trials card a week.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, I'm a golden gun hunter, and every person I stream with got to play something else.
Yeah,
I think they'll take their kind of overall design philosophy for basically the entire game is you can play whatever the hell you want and be, do reasonably well with it. As much as people say, this one subclass is so bad, you can still go flawless on it. At the same time, they wouldn't want it to be as rigid as you need this, and this for this activity, whether it be PvE or PvP, because it's just annoying as hell to deal with. And then one person may not have that. They may only have their one character. And then that would make it even harder for them to find.
Right. Like I said, I know it wouldn't be like a smart thing necessarily for them to do. Yeah. I just think as a person that is more competitively minded, I just think it would be so much more interesting.
Yep. No, I definitely think it is more interesting, but sometimes the more interesting thing probably doesn't make sense in the grander scheme of the game.
Right.
So it's one of those things where you gotta, because I mean, just look at what happened with Outbreak Prime, like the kind of blowback from that quest line. The one big critique was, oh my god, it's so annoying to have a Titan, a Warlock, a Hunter for this entire quest line. Yeah, that was basically the only thing I didn't like, because it made it much more difficult for some players that don't have access to a Titan, Hunter, and a Warlock friend, to get in and actually complete the quest line. It's supposed to be an in-game activity, so in-game players, but I still feel like everything needs to be in the realm of possibility of being completed by someone that only has their one single character.
Okay, what about only having one of each subclass? Like you could have three
that
towers.
works for me. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I feel like restrictions like that could be definitely be placed.
Yep.
It's maybe so easily placed, man. The options that they have, like think of how many games exist right now where PvP entry options are there. When you're in the lobby, like being able to, void out or to object to certain types of guns or different. There's examples of it all over. I just don't think that we should expect so little from Destiny 2. I really
agree.
feel like we need
The problem
to just...
is, Pope, is that we're having discussions about Destiny 2 based on our experience of Destiny 1, having no idea what's going to be a Destiny 2.
Yeah, but
So
that's
it's like,
what's great, Briar.
next week, we're going to be able to have the tools in place to have these conversations and actually have meaning to them. This week, it's just complete speculation. Like it's not even speculation because we don't even have a path to go down because we're only basing our wants and our beliefs and our needs based on what we know about Destiny 1, but everything about that can change in Destiny 2. The way weapons work, the way maps work, the way subclasses work, everything can be different, and it can be different in such a way that, these conversations are meaningless.
Yeah. It's fun, though, to speculate, I gotta say.
It is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, that's kind of our job, Briar.
I know. I'm with you.
All right.
This is actually, this is our last podcast to speculate. You realize that?
That's not true.
We're gonna play Destiny 2.
You're saying we're gonna see everything?
Speculate a whole shitload all summer long.
There is gonna be a ton of answers.
They're gonna show us
There's gonna be
everything.
a ton of things that have been realized and concluded to that it's gonna wipe off a lot of speculation.
Yeah, it's gonna be all new stuff to speculate about.
How limited do you think it's the test build's going to be? Like,
I think
how in the alpha and the beta it was so limited.
PvE, the test build that we'll play, I'm gonna say it's probably only going to be PvE only, like PvE only, and then E3 is where they'll incorporate. That's where they'll do the public thing that will have both PvE and PvP, just like the original beta.
So you think there'll be no PvP on the 18th?
No PvP.
Oh, how many frustrated people do you think there will be?
Plenty, and they'll get over it because they're getting to play Destiny 2.
I think they're going to show us the beta build, honestly.
Maybe.
And have everything.
Maybe.
And wouldn't you say, since it's before the beta build, we're seeing the alpha?
No, because you can have an alpha.
No, you're right, because it's coming out before the beta. So
thank you, Briar.
I forgot.
What's before the beta? The alpha.
The alpha. Thank you very much. I have
what
agreement.
What comes before
here.
B? A.
A. So if it is before the beta's official release, then we're talking about playing the alpha.
Mm-hmm. I would.
God, I love this. I love being right.
Jeremy says, "What is your favorite piece of Destiny merchandise that you own?"
Ooh.
I think Patrick just ordered it.
Yeah.
I would say the insert coins hunter jacket that was sold on the Bungie website. Yeah, that jacket is awesome.
This is mine right here.
That's a good one. I got that one too.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I have that around here somewhere.
It's cool.
Theft?
I'm trying to think.
Hovey, you got one?
I don't really have that much merch, but my community recently kind of got together. There's a girl that I think it's a girl. She makes these custom ghosts.
Yeah.
And cool. My community got together and got one of those for me. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I mean, so much more when it comes from the community too. Like
yeah, exactly.
Cosmo gave me this engram. So I have affinity towards this engram. Actually, you know what? It's the Thorn.
It's the Thorn, Tefty. I can't believe you didn't go to the Thorn right away.
Mine's
a Thorn too.
Yeah.
All right. The Mohican 9. Okay, the Mohican 9. Which of the Vanguards would you like to see? For our podcast listeners, Patrick is spinning a knife. Mohican 9 says, which of the Vanguards would you like to see activate their supers?
All of them?
Shax, like, what the hell does he do?
What do you mean, what does he do?
What does he do?
He's not a Vanguard, but
turns into a tiger? Or a lion?
Maybe, because we don't know what his super is, do we? Do we? I don't know anything about lore, so I don't know.
When Cade throws down, you know it looks badass.
Oh, yeah.
To him, it looks badass. To Cade, it looks badass. As a hunter.
At the end of that trailer, when that explosion happens and you just kind of and just keeps walking. Come on, this dude's been through the shit.
See, to me, I know myself as a hunter. What I think I'm doing looks badass, and then I see it from someone else's perspective, and it usually just looks like a child flailing around, seemingly randomly. and I'm thinking it's like perfectly calculated in my head when no, it's yeah.
That's what shade step hunters look like to me. They look like, I mean, come on.
It's true.
Floppy fish.
Just stop rolling around. Stop rolling around on the ground and get up and play a real man sport.
Flopping fish everywhere. Yeah,
everywhere.
I feel like it wouldn't be nearly as bad if there wasn't so much lag and whatnot.
And also if the ability didn't completely turn off aim assist, so then when you add it in with the lag, it's like they shade step, you lose any tracking on them for that time period, and they're already shooting you on their end, so you're taking damage and you can't actually hit them by the time the aim assist kicks back in on your end. Yeah, it's really fun to battle.
I love having shade step hunters on my team though. So Watts, you're welcome to play with me anytime.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing to watch what they can do. And to answer your question, Briar, Akora Ray, I know she's a warlock.
She's a freaking Stormcaller.
Yeah.
Is she? I don't know.
I want to see her I want to see her just, say we spawn in on the wall and there's all these Cabal. I just want to see her go and just go at them. I mean,
she's all business, right?
I mean, she's like a boss in the Crucible, right?
Yeah,
Crucible days.
Shax still has trouble sitting. That is a line from the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Akora, I want to see her in action. I want to.
She's what's her loadout? She's blinking.
Shotgun.
Right?
She's got a shotgun.
She already has a shotgun. She's
using Ionic.
She only uses a shotgun. We've seen that in the trailer.
Yep.
The Mohegan Nine's got another one. If I have about $5 a month to give to a streamer, should I sub, buy bits, donate, or mail it to them with a lock of my hair?
Personally, a sub always means a hell of a lot to a streamer. And then, I feel like subbing helps us out a lot more than just a direct donation is always really, really sweet and unbelievably generous for any amount. But like a sub, even if you're only subbing for like that 1 month or whatever, it makes you feel like you're a little bit more part of the community. You get access to the emotes and whatever other benefits come from subbing to that particular streamer. A lot of times, gain access to the Discord, or a more private Discord chat with them, or anything. A lot of them vary, but subbing is generally just A+. Yeah. That's what a lot of people prefer.
Also helps the streamer work towards emote goals too. More the higher the sub count, more emotes get unlocked.
Helps out everybody.
Yeah, helps everyone.
Yep.
Exactly.
But as far as like monetary value, if I have $5 to spend, if I gave it to you in bits, the majority of that would be the highest amount that would end up in the streamer's pocket, right?
Well,
tipping would.
It's kind of a weird. Yeah.
No.
Tipping would. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, tipping would give it.
Direct tipping. Yeah.
No. Okay.
Well, if you buy
direct tipping through.
If you buy 500 bits, it's like $7 worth. So it's kind of just like subbing in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you only have $5 a month, though, I'm with Patrick. I'd rather see a sub. That's
I agree.
If you have a $2,000, you can donate that.
Yeah, then you can send it in with a lock of your hair through the mail.
Yeah.
Let's keep PayPal out of this one. Let's make this a cash transaction.
Let's meet in a dark alley.
I'm not reporting this for my taxes. I'm not reporting this about my taxes.
That was supposed to be the subtext. Most interesting Korean says, if you had a loud fart in public, do you own it or ignore it?
Own it every time.
Own it.
Point it out.
Own it.
You got a bulldog.
Yeah, that's me.
You got a bulldog though.
What's that? What's bulldog?
Looking around,
Look. That's what I'm doing. No idea. The answer to this question totally depends on who I'm standing next to. If I'm standing next to Pope, I'm blaming it on Pope Bear.
If I'm with my
no doubt about
you're
it.
casting eyes.
If I'm with a good friend or a wife, I'll just be like, "Wow, why did you do that?" And then I'll leave.
For sure. Rude. Walk away.
To me, I kind of I savor it. I kind of waft it in. I go
like Taco Bell.
Yeah, and I kind of just try to break down what maybe it smells like. Maybe add some commentary to it. I'm like
a wine.
Yeah, give it sort of
how much
quality.
Body it has.
Yeah, hints of oak and
that's a good nose on this one.
Great nose. The
finish. Wedding one time, and in quiet church, the preacher or whoever is up at the top doing the thing,
Yeah.
Totally quiet church, and my cell phone starts ringing. Got to put it on vibrate, right? And everybody's looking around like, who is the asshole who didn't put his phone on vibrate? And I'm reaching into my pocket and looking around like, who is the asshole who didn't put his phone on vibrate? You got to just let that slide. Never own it.
I thought it was going to be like a farting
to
story.
Dying days.
Like a farting story, like because you're on those hard church pews and like that just reverberates. At that point, you can't. There's no silent
echo in that church too.
I have a great story.
Or what
about
if you like get in an elevator or something and you like think you're free? You're like, oh, finally, you can let it out, and then someone gets on.
Hold the door.
Oh no! Hold the door.
Just walk out.
Just like,
doesn't matter
Closed
what floor
door,
it is, just
closed
walk
door,
out.
closed door.
No, the worst is when you fart on it, like you are alone in the elevator. You fart on, and then the floor that you get off on, someone walks in, and you're just like, someone.
What's polite then? Say you're at a public restroom, right? In like a Starbucks or whatever.
Anything goes at a restroom.
It's a one bathroom stall, right? So
Anything
the door's
goes.
locked. There's people waiting outside. You juice that place up, right?
Anything goes.
You know it's toxic in there.
Anything goes.
Patrick, on your way out, do you warn the guy coming in after you, or you just let them experience that full blown? Do they need to
go.
prep?
Just go.
You just walk out. You don't say, "Whoa, I'd give it a minute."
Maybe Pope Bear. You say
If I was proud of it,
I don't know who went in there before me, but he fucked that place up.
There you
And then
go.
walk
That's
away.
what you say. Say, man, someone was smelling real bad in here.
You
Not
avoid
me.
all blame at all times.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a conversation about it, honestly. You just kind of got to keep going. Yeah.
I was doing this. I was doing this presentation once in front of like 150 teachers, right? And I was walking around. I was very, doing this. I'm in charge of the school, so I'm doing this presentation, and I'm walking by, and I have the worst gas in the world, and I end up like I'm looking around the teachers, and I know I'm gonna crop dust like some of them, right? So I'm looking for the teachers that I would least offend. So I'm looking at the social studies department, the math department, and I'm like the PE department.
The English department.
I'm like the PE department's the perfect one. So I walk over by the PE department and I'm just like, and it came out way too loud.
Give you a high five.
Oh. Dude, crop dusting is the worst, man. It's the worst.
Oh, shit.
All right, sorry.
Rogue Butt Stabber says, do you guys like playing scary games? Would be interesting to watch a horror game stream.
What if we all played one together? That could be funny.
Wow.
We could play tricks on each other when we take turns.
Oh, what's that?
Playing.
Isn't that new game coming out Friday the 13th?
Oh, it is. That's a multiplayer one. That's right. Somebody gets to be the killer.
Oh, there we go.
I see an opportunity.
I see an opportunity.
Yeah.
We're doing it. Yes.
I get to kill Pope Bear.
Yes.
You would never.
If you
Is that
really
a challenge? Is that a challenge then?
So what game is this? We can play together?
It's called Friday. You have to be on PC though, right?
I have a PC. I mean,
for some reason I didn't think you had a PC.
What? I mean, I'm streaming on it.
No, I mean a gaming PC. Not all PCs can game. That's just a fact.
Dude, Tepti, they're all the same, bro. All these PC players thinking that one PC is better than the other. Come on.
I'm sorry, your integrated Intel graphics aren't going to cut it.
I remember when we were first doing the stream for Planet Destiny podcast, and Pope Bear goes, "I'll stream. I have a really, really good computer." And then there were a bunch of complaints while it was going on saying the stream is laggy, it's really choppy, and it wasn't the internet because Pope had really good internet at the time. And then, like after the podcast, I'm like, Pope, what? Can I get the specs on that computer again? And it was like integrated Intel graphics, i5.
If Pope doesn't have a graphics card, I'll send him one. I got one sitting in a drawer right here that I'm not using.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
I don't need your charity.
I mean, it's
All
not
right.
charity. It's self-serving because I want to play this stupid game with you.
Yes.
That would be a
I
lot
want
of fun.
to as well. That would be
But all I'm telling you, all you PC master race, like, wannabes out there, it just buy and go to
Best Buy.
Best Buy and pick up one off the rack. You'll
go
be
get
just
your
fine.
e-machine. Go get your e-machine, and it's got the same parts in it, man.
I see all these people posting like these custom PCs online, and I'm like, meh.
Nah.
Take a look at my baby. I'm gonna reply with a picture of the side of mine once.
It completely caked in like a nice thin layer of dust on all the.
Mine has cat hair all over it.
Oh yeah.
Not much I can do.
That makes
Just
me
gotta
sad
accept
inside.
it. You just gotta accept it. You can only clean so much.
Clean it.
Yeah, but you
You're
can
not
only
allow the
clean
cats
so
in the
much.
office. That's my goal.
No,
That's
they are
great.
everywhere. I can't lock my kitties out. They want to spend time with us. Can't do it.
Most interesting Korean is back again with another great question. Do you pee in the shower? Yes or no? Explain either way. I do. My wife hates it.
There's
Mess
two
up.
types of people in
Who
this
does it?
world. There's two types of people in this world: people who pee in the shower, people who pee in the shower, and liars.
But
I feel like that.
I
I
don't
never
pee in
have
the
done
shower.
that. I've never.
I
peed in
have
the
done it
shower.
before when I was younger, but I don't now.
It's funny you asked that question. My wife and I are like the exact opposite. I won't be in the shower, and she's like, "Why? It doesn't matter." Like,
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I don't think it's gross if you do it. I personally, usually, I'll get up and like work out and eat and then shower. So like, I've already peed way before the shower is happening.
it's just a strange. I have a problem with it. It's just such a strange thing. Like,
It's the best feeling ever. I mean, like there's a release of peeing, and then you got the warm water. You just like it's
And
awesome.
you can't tell what's water and what's pee when it's hitting
I
your
don't
feet. It's
care.
great.
I don't care what is like what. It's just it's all sensory. You know.
I only pee in other people's showers. It's like marking my territory. I wouldn't pee in mine. That's disgusting.
Sometimes I like to like bounce it off my foot and.
I hear there's some sanitary benefits for peeing on your feet.
Yeah, ever since I was little, somebody told me that you could kill athlete's foot with it, so I pee on my feet all the time.
Pretty sure that's like the cause of it, but yeah, sure. See, like vultures pee on their talons because they're always digging around in corpses. So if you're digging around a bunch of corpses during your everyday life, consider peeing on your feet as well in the shower. Yeah.
Get them nice
Keeping
and
that in mind, I guess.
When I take on my next life as a serial killer, I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to wait to your next life.
Sean Summer says, why do most streamers have beards and why are they glorious?
Because they're all hipsters.
Most streamers don't have day jobs, so they don't feel the need to shave.
I can't even grow a beard. Watts has a better beard than I do. That's just the truth.
Yeah. I probably do. I'm very hairy. My arm hair blows in the wind of the fan.
Oh man.
First step of being a hipster is that you don't admit that you're a hipster. So I resent the fact that you think I'm a hipster.
You and your gluten-free Tefty,
Unbelievable.
you are
I am no such hipster.
unbelievable.
I am no such hipster.
I was a hipster before being a hipster was cool.
There we go.
I may drink organic coffee and seek out delicious espresso, but I am not a hipster.
I may take a picture of every meal before I eat it and post it on social media, but I am not a hipster.
Tefty, do you prefer vinyl or digital?
I mean, if I can get on vinyl.
That's not a fair question, man.
I'm an audio engineer. Come on.
One of those two things obviously sounds better.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's it for Twitter questions.
All right.
Oh, all right.
That was awesome.
Ended on a high note, I feel like.
Hey, I
Yes.
do have a question specifically for Hovey.
Hit me.
Akil would like to know.
Oh no! Don't even. I know what you're
Do
gonna
you
go. No,
do you
Jesus
like
Christ.
being baited
Oh my
in
God.
trials?
He claims he did that on purpose. He didn't.
So you're gonna have to tell us the story because I have
He-
no idea what's
He
going on.
was just being a typical bad teammate, and he ran right behind me, and I couldn't move, and then it led me to getting killed. But he didn't do it on purpose. He's not that smart.
He did it. I watched the video. There's a clip of it, and I'm going to put it in chat. But the funniest thing about this entire thing is Akil's laugh. My God.
Oh, dude, he has the hyena. Like, I have a hyena laugh.
He has a
but he has
hyena
it
laugh.
constant.
Yeah. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard. And anyway, so to me, it looks like he baits you, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, what he does is he runs into me, and he doesn't realize it at first, and then he realizes it, and then he does it on purpose. But initially, he was just trying to help me.
Well, all I want to know is, you know, I guess that, you know, it just looked like you were being a good teammate.
I'm just going to say right now, in that same day, we were tied 3-3 against a good team, and he jumped off the map and lost it for us, okay? I just want to make that clear. He also goosed in one of those games.
All I know is that Akil is the closest thing I will ever get to, you know, since you don't play with me anymore, the closest thing I come to like a PvP god. So to watch him play, I couldn't imagine him not doing that on purpose. That's how good he is.
He's a good player, I'll admit it.
Ah, there it is. All right. Well,
that's all the love you get, Akil. That's it.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode, 32nd episode of the Destiny Community Podcast. I think this is a fantastic time, and we got we've made it through the drought, guys. We've made it through.
We are, yeah. Next week is gonna be like bam, bam.
Remember next week, guys. Next week we are not on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. That's right. We're recording on Friday night, and the show will go live on YouTube probably Saturday. Is that right, Patrick?
Yes.
And same with iTunes. So
same time, guys. We're gonna be on the same time. Everything's gonna be the same, but instead of Thursday, it's going to be Friday.
Yep.
So,
and the reason is we are going to be in Los Angeles playing Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Together.
Yes.
All of us.
Together. All of us. And we'll have a lot to talk about.
I'm excited about that. This will be the first time I get to meet you guys. I'm really excited about that.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised at how short Tefty is.
You will.
It is unbelievable.
How much taller I am than him.
Pope is the exact same height as me.
No.
Yes. You are, Pope.
I am at least a good inch taller.
We must bring a measuring tape to this meetup to find out how tall everyone is for good.
Bring a yardstick for you guys.
I mean, sure. If you can
I
get
don't
that
think a yardstick is
that on the plane?
Need a yardstick.
Oh, it took me a minute, Patrick. I'm not going to lie, but it was a good one.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in this week. If you want to find more of me, I am at Holtzmann_YT on Twitter.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me on Twitter at @TheBriarRabbit. Streaming on Twitch every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. Just look for the Briar Rabbit, or on YouTube. Soon to be ending the speculation videos for a little while anyway. Just look for Briar Rabbit.
I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. You can catch the streams I do, twitch.tv/TeftyTeft. Typically start around 6 p.m. Pacific time with a little day stream here and there. And I have a YouTube channel too that gets posted to every now and then.
And I'm Miss5000Watts. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Miss5000Watts.
Hovey.
My name's KJHovey. You can follow me on Twitch, YouTube, and Pornhub at KJHovey. That's it. Yeah. My montage is on there. I saw it. I don't know who did it.
It's on there. Pornhub is really good. It's actually a really good LFG spot.
Good LFG spot?
Oh, God. Have you seen the LFG
Looking for a group?
For that? Yes.
Holy shit, your montage actually is on there.
Yes, it is. You guys, I'm not lying. There's actually a Destiny LFG on Pornhub. But anyway.
That's hilarious.
I am going to be using that.
And the best part is that you can tell your wife it's for your job. I mean.
Exactly.
I just want to know who's using it. Like, I need to.
No, I've seen Triple Rex on there. I've seen them all on there. I devoted an hour just finding those.
All right. Well, this has been Pope Bear. Obviously, you can find me on Twitter at Pope Bear or lurking in all of these guys' chats. Don't forget that next week, obviously, we're not going to have a guest, but we're going to be on Friday night, same bat time, same bat channel, and can't wait to talk to you guys all about Destiny 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. See you all later. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, Hovey. Hit stop.